Good evening, darlings, and welcome to Greenwood Talks episode 39. So, tonight I received an anonymous question which says, um, Dear King Thranduil, I'm currently trying to buy a birthday gift for my girlfriend's father. Do you have any suggestions? Anything you can think of is appreciated. Well, darling, that's of course a very difficult, but I think rather common sort of issue. We always have to buy things for our family, particularly extended family, and it can be very difficult because we don't always know those people very well, and sometimes our partners are not exactly forthcoming about it. But you should make sure to sort of ask specific questions to your partner before you go out shopping. So, my personal sort of guide to shopping for people that you don't know anything about is you want to sort of find out if there's any hobbies or interests that that person has. Because that sort of personal touch is always good. And I find if you can buy something someone actually needs, it's better than sort of some frivolous little bauble or whatever. And I will say, as sort of a preface to all this, that I'm very big on gifts that can be utilized. I sort of prefer something that has a reason to be around, or if not, something that can be used to make a memory or to enjoy a moment. And then you can sort of move along, and there's not sort of things in your home taking up space. I think this is more of sort of an elven trait, perhaps, because we live such long times, and even in a large home, you still have a limited amount of space for all of these things to go. And if you have lots of little trinkets about, you get a very full home very, very quickly. And I just can't stand that. I don't like all the clutter. And of course, I also find if someone's given you something, and of course there are sentimental things, and I'm not counting those. I've kept everything that my son's ever given me, and all his artwork he's ever made, that sort of thing. Um, but, when someone gives you something like a statue or a painting or something like that, unless it's something that you have a great interest in, and even then sometimes you have to find a place for it. And usually, it's from somebody that you're going to see often or often enough. And you have to find a place that's displayed so they can see that you appreciate it. And it doesn't go with decor, it's ugly, you hate it, etc., etc. And it's just such a bother. And I don't like to impose on other people and sort of expect them to find a place for some little thing that I got them. So I prefer to sort of err on the side of something, as I said, that's consumable or that has some sort of use, that they can, when they are using or consuming it, they can sort of remember the person that gave it to them and then continue on their way. So, um, you know, if you really want to sort of um, not put a lot of effort or thought into it, just find out if they enjoy alcohol, and if so, what sort of variety. If they're into gin, a good bottle of gin or scotch or something like that. I think those are very nice gifts, and um, you can sort of enjoy it and think, this is a nice bottle, and I'm glad that, my son or daughter in law to be, whatever. I think you said it was your girlfriend's father-in-law. You can think, oh, this is a good lad here who's given me a nice little gift, and it's very thoughtful. Um, and I think along the lines of hobbies and such like that, don't sort of get starter kits unless they haven't started the hobby, because of course, if they already have, they have all that stuff. They've already got it, and it's just sort of one more thing to throw in the pile. Um, I also think things like gift certificates to restaurants, and I'm not talking about some cheap little fast food joint, unless that's something that they really enjoy. I mean like a good place, you know, find out what sort of food they like, what they prefer. And then, of course, I think I probably should have started with this, but price point is a big one. You know, there are some people, and I'm not counted among these, that really the price of the item is almost more important than what it is, and there's sort of expectations about quality, etc., that go along with that. And so find out from your partner sort of where your ballpark is of what to spend. Um, you know, because it's very easy if you're spending $25 to get a nice bottle of liquor, but $5 isn't going to buy you a nice bottle of liquor, and perhaps you want to look at something else. Um, I don't know. I've probably just sort of talked around all of this, but talk to your partner. That's really going to be your key to figuring this out. And if they have no clue, then I don't know. Just sort of go into a store, close your eyes, point at something, and buy it. I don't know, darling. It's not really much help, but cheers anyhow. Thank you for your suggestion, and we'll see you again next week. Ta-ta.